Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about our predictions for the next episode of the Wheel of Time, which will be coming out the day that I put this out. Of course, I'm going to be watching it on Thursday at around 7 o'clock when it comes out. My review probably won't be out until like Saturday. I usually will make the video on Friday and then have it edited and then upload it for Saturday. But today we're going to be talking about our predictions on what we think is going to be happening. We have a short little clip that Amazon came out with of like what to expect for episode 6 in the Wheel of Time. Super exciting episode, a lot of strange stuff. It's going to be probably just packed full of stuff like all the episodes have been. I just noticed that my entire background is just Brandon Sanderson. I feel like I need to get a little bit more variety in here, but you know, I love Brandon, so it's fine. First, before we get into the video, be sure to like and subscribe, helps me out a lot, and comment below what your sort of predictions are for the show. What do you think the next episode is going to be about? Make sure to leave spoiler tags for anything that's spoiler for the books and what you expect to come from there. I'm just going to be covering what happened in this preview and some of my thoughts going on with that. We open up this sequence with maybe them getting a little punishment or like a talking to by the Amerlin for like disobeying her, basically. We also know from episode 4, yeah, I think it's episode 4 or 3, no, 4, 3, 4. We know from episode 4 that the Amerlin was wanting to see Moraine and was going to send out a group of people to go find her. So something sort of happened. We're setting it up that like she's in trouble with the Amerlin seat for some reason, and then also they're probably in trouble for gentling Logan right here. So it's really interesting. What does the Amerlin want her for? What's going on with that picture in the background? It's really interesting stuff that us as book fans, it's a new thing for us to watch and see and experience with the Wheel of Time, and obviously it's really cool for new viewers to come in and experience it with us. We are also setting up, and later in the scene is that Matt is getting worse and worse, and he's just like, you know what women who can channel or the Aes Sedai will do with someone like me, because he thinks that he can channel, but we know it's this dagger, it's this corruption inside of him, and it's all going really bad. So for him, we also see then Rand sort of getting up and pulling out a sword when someone walks in, probably to protect him. But I would expect that Matt is probably, we're setting up that it's like really bad for him if the women get a hold of him, but I have a feeling that the Aes Sedai are probably going to get a hold of him in this next episode. So look out for that. That's going to be like super interesting. Then after that, we go to Logan, and he's before the Amerlin seat, and then he's like, you know what they say about the Amerlin seat? She's like weak or whatever. And I'm like, isn't the whole thing about the Amerlin seat is like she's the most like powerful person in the world? Like, right? Like she can like make kings and queens bow down to her, basically, and like you're just like, she's the weakest person. I know he's probably doing it to like get a rise out of her, right? But I don't know, I found that line like super weird, but it's probably Logan trying to like get something out of her, but obviously it's not going to work against the Amerlin seat. Also to note, like Moraine looks like really scared in this for like some reason, which is really interesting and could also play into more of like the Amerlin wants to see her, you're in trouble, all that sort of thing. So you know, we'll be looking for that in the next episode. And the next sort of part, we see Perrin not really doing too well. His back is exposed because of all the cuts in his back and stuff like that, but it's like kind of weird with like Egwene behind him and being like, I'm worried about him and all this sort of stuff. I don't know what you're trying to set up, Amazon, but stop it. I don't want this to happen. I think they're like really just, it's a misdirection, right? I think it's supposed to be like a misdirection of what's happening. If they go any further with it, I'm gonna riot, but I think it's really just a misdirection of trying to make something out of nothing, and that they're just friends and all of this, and she's just trying to take care of him because he got like skinned in the back, like, right? He was like, it was terrible. So yeah, I don't think there's any more to come with it. I hope there's not, but I don't know. I've already seen videos of like shippers of Egwene and Perrin, so you guys will be happy, I guess. I necessarily will not. The next sort of part we see is a man holding a dagger in one hand, and he has no hand in the other. I can't really remember a character in the series that didn't have a hand. I feel like that would have been very memorable. Maybe I'm just missing something, so put spoiler warnings down there if you know who that is. We also see a building burnt down, and it has the sort of dragon fang on it, and really interesting. We keep seeing that symbol pop up over and over again. I'm wondering if it's like, I don't know how they're trying to use this. I speculate that every time that we see it, I feel like it's when something really bad happens. So I'm wondering if there's a villain that will reveal themselves here pretty soon, and that person is behind them all. Maybe Pod and Fane is behind all of this, but I have the feeling that the burnt down house is from the White Cloaks. I don't know, I just have a feeling. So that'll be really interesting. I'm wondering if that's like where Perrin and Egwene were staying, and they had to like run from them and they had to burn down the building. I don't really know, but I hope Egwene and Perrin get like met up with everybody in this episode. I heard rumors of waygates in this episode. It has to be at least next episode has to have a waygate, right? But that would be really cool. I don't think we'll have enough time because in our next shot, we really see Moraine sort of worried and all this stuff going on with her. And it's really interesting. And we get that Lan is sort of talking to her and saying he can't save you and stuff like that. So there's this conflict that's building up that I don't really know what's going on. And I'm not mad about it. I'm actually really excited to see where they're going to go with it. But then she looks back at this sort of like window thing that looks out. And I think it's a woman looking out of the White Tower to Dragonmount. I think that's what it is. And it's more of a symbol and something that is to her whole mission, right? That keeps her driving for her mission. And I think that'll be explained later. It could be something much more, and I'm really interested in what you guys sort of think this is, because I don't really know. Make sure you put spoiler tags if it is a spoiler. But yeah, like I don't really know what's going on, so I'm interested in what you guys think. And the last thing is, and I hope we get this in a cold open, because we get sort of like backstories in the cold opens. We haven't really seen backstories like throughout. It's usually just like the same continuous story going. But I wonder if we're gonna get Moraine and her becoming an Aes Sedai, her testing to become an Aes Sedai. Like that would be really, really cool to see. I think it might work for this cold open. I'm not really too sure, and how they're gonna really do that. They'd have to make like a whole segment. I don't know. You'd have to do a whole episode for New Spring, right? Like I think we're just gonna get a little part of Moraine getting tested, because we see another shot in the trailer of her with the oath rod, right? So there's something. I don't know if it's going to be like we really get into a scene, or if it's more Moraine giving sort of her backstory, monologuing about it as the shots are all going through. You know, that'd be really interesting, because her, I guess that's spoiler, so I won't get into that. I'm really excited for this next episode. I'm going to be watching it tomorrow night in my, like, dad's, like, movie room, and he's a huge book fan. He's been watching it for a really long time. I mean, he's been reading the books for a really long time. He never finished them, though, and I give him a whole bunch of crap for that. He's, like, got 2 more books to go. He just, like, it was harder for him to read them once Robert Jordan was gone. He liked Brandon's book, but it was just, like, yeah, once Robert Jordan was gone, he wasn't too interested. Me and my uncle try to tell him, like, just finish it, man. Like, it's so good. Anyway, I will see you guys on Saturday with my sort of review or top 10 moments of the new episode, and I'm super excited about it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.